Hello everyone, welcome to Bargain Gaming, where we can play excellent games without busting our wallets. This episode is about how to play, what I learned in playing this game, and I hope by passing this on to other people, it will help them play this game much better than I did. Anyway, number one is I would say this game provides all the weapons that we need in playing the game. So there's really no need to buy the weapons. So, and then number two is that for me, what I found, the best weapons were the semi-auto shotgun, the Lancaster repeater, and the Cattleman revolver. The semi-auto shotgun and the Lancaster repeater can actually be had for free as early as the second chapter. The Cattleman revolver is already given to us right at the start of the game. And the third point is that the shotgun repeater can be found Wallace Station here at Watson's cabin. So all a player has to do, so the Watson's cabin is just directly west of Valentine. So in chapter 2, this camp becomes our temporary camp. Our temporary camp will be over here. From the Grizzlies, we will be coming down from the Grizzlies. We'll be coming up from the northeast. We will come down to the Grizzlies, and this will be our temporary camp. Is here on the painted sky. And then and Valentine is very easily accessible. And then directly west of it is this Watson's cabin. And all one has to do is just walk in there. Don't even talk to the old woman. Go behind her. There's a ladder that leads down. Go to the basement and the semi-auto shotgun. Pick it up in a case. Pick it up and just leave the place. Now, going there somewhere around this trail, along this trail, there are wolves. So all you have to do is really whip your horse to get out of there. So somewhere along here, there are wolves. Or maybe here. I don't know. I can't remember. But with the semi-auto shot, going there might be a problem. But once you have the semi-auto shotgun, it's very easy. They die very quickly. So that's 2 and 3. So the most important guns that I found helpful were semi-auto shotgun, the Lancaster repeater, and the Cattleman revolver. And number 3, the Lancaster, shotgun can be had for free, and so is the Lancaster revolver. I came all the way down to Rhodes. So again, this is Valentine. So Rhodes is southeast of Valentine. So I came all the way down here, come to this gunsmith here, go to the right side of it. If you're facing the gunsmith store, go to the right side, peer into the window. It will generate a quest, and for you to require to rob this gunsmith. This robbing will not cause any notoriety hit. So just follow the on-screen prompts, walk up to the gunsmith, and then once it says pull L2, that's when you pull out your gun and aim it at the gunsmith. And then he will lead you down to the basement where something goes on. But in the basement, as you go down the stairs to the left is another case, and that is the Lancaster repeater rifle. So those can be had as soon as you get into chapter 3. So those are easy and free. Number 4 point, the aim assist is very important in my gameplay. And the aim assist is very easy. So once you have an item armed, there is that cursor. That cursor is right there, right? So the cursor is always right in the middle of the screen. So you can see that one. Even if we have our Cattleman revolver, see, you can see the cursor. It's right there. See it right there in the middle of the screen. So what a person should be, what I try to do is, like when I'm going up to a fence, right? I will always try to, if I'm targeting whoever, I'm targeting that grass, so I will aim close to it, and then as soon as you press L2, the aim assist will kick in. As long as the target is within 1 inch of the cursor, the aim assist will lock on to that target. So up, down, left, right, about 1 inch from the center of the screen, and the aim assist will lock on. So when we are hiding under in cover, don't worry about aim assist, because as soon as you're in cover, one other item point is that to hide under or to use cover, either a wall or a boulder or something, the right shoulder button, the R1, will automatically, if you're next to a boulder or something, it will allow you to hide. Okay, whistle is up on the D-pad. So as soon as we're there, and pressing square allows us to leap over stuff. So here, let's say if we're like this, and we press the right shoulder button, we're automatically hiding behind. So, and if we focus on something, we'll automatically lean out and fire. We'll automatically lean out, and then if auto assist is within, or if the cursor is within the target, within 1 inch of the target, it will lock on that target. And then R2 will now fire the gun. So,
this is all you're doing.
What? Let's get out of here.
Today you're gonna meet your maker.
Ouch. Where's the guy? Okay. Let's get out of here. If he comes for us, he's dead. Okay. So that's auto assist. And then whenever we use auto assist, the auto assist, the default is always center of mass. So what happens is when you, like this one, when we do an auto assist, it will lock on the center of the person. So center of mass is pretty good, especially when we're using the shotgun slug. Usually it's a one-shot kill. But once we hit, I believe, if I remember correct, once I hit level 3 or better, like 3, 4, 5, and 6, sometimes it takes 2 shots to kill a person. So when we have locked on with auto assist, it is always good, makes sense to use the R3 to move up a little bit so that we can get a headshot. So like this, when we do an auto assist, move it a little bit up. Usually we get a headshot or a neck shot, and that becomes a one-shot kill. It doesn't matter for revolvers, for repeaters, and for shotgun, especially shotgun, especially we're using slug. In fact, if it's a headshot, it blows the head away completely. The guy is totally decapitated. So, and the reason why I say in this game, when I found what was important, we have all kinds of guns, right? We have pistols, we have revolvers. So there are 2 types of handguns, pistols and revolvers. In terms of long arms, we have the repeaters, which fires faster but does not do as much damage. And the other one are rifles. So there are 2 types of long arms. And then the in-between would be the shotgun. The shotgun also comes in with a double-barreled. It can fit into a holster, so I treat it as a handgun. And then we will pick up a double-barreled shotgun. So and then we can shoot both pellets and slugs. I always go with slugs. And then there's the pump action. And then there is the semi-auto, which we got for free. And then there is the repeater shotgun, which I never got. Now I used, like, I would say like 80% or maybe 70% of my shooting with the semi-auto shotgun using slugs. They're usually one-shot kill, and headshots are guaranteed one-shot kills. So that's why that was my preferred weapon. Is because my what do you call this, hand-eye coordination is not exactly very good. And and I learned towards the end is that, yeah, as soon as you lock on, move up a little bit, and then you're in neck or head level, and that's gone. The guy's gone. And then the nice thing about the semi-auto is that it contains 5 shots. The Lancaster repeater contains, I think, 18 shots. And the regular repeater that we get in the early part of the game, even in Chapter 1, is maybe about 12 shots. But the Lancaster repeater is very fast. So that's why the act of when we are hidden behind or undercover, the act of pulling L2 automatically loads the next bullet. At the same time, kicks auto aim into position, or activates auto aim or aim assist, and then pulling R2 now fires the shots, and then so that's why it always makes sense to release L2 in the early. So after firing that, then I'll be greedy. I'll go to the next shot, and then I get hurt a lot. So it's better to just fire one shot, go back under cover. Now number five point is Deadeye. Deadeye in this game plays very differently. A Deadeye slows down time and allows the body to be more resistant to damage. So when we start the game, I think all our stats are down at, I think, at 2 or 3, and so our important stats in this game are the heart, which is we can see on the lower left hand corner above the minimap. The heart is our health, and we were usually about 3 or 4 only on that one. And then stamina is the lightning one, and then the X is the Deadeye. Now the lightning is very easy to improve. All you have to do is just press down hard on L3, and then press down, and then we just keep running. And then I think in a few hours I was able to get our character's stamina from 3 to 8. Now heart and Deadeye are much harder to get to level up. And for me, I have not used Deadeye as much as this game requires, because like I said, because I use a shotgun, and this shotgun is a one-shot affair in most of my hits, especially with headshots. And the best way to get our health and Deadeye to level 8 from around 3 is to do the chores in camp. In camp, you have 3 different chores. Moving the supplies for Mr. Pearson. They're indicated by black dots on the map. So when we are in camp, I always make it a point to do all the chores in camp. The black dots, one is a chopping block. So doing that chopping block will increase our stamina, our health a bit, and our Deadeye a bit. And then moving sacks of grain or corn for Mr. Pearson to his cook shack. There are always 2 sacks there. And then moving straw to where the horses are feeding, there are always 2 bales of hay. So we're talking about total of 5 right now, right? Chopping, 2 sacks, and 2 bales, so 5 chores. And then moving 1 pail of water from, you will see that, you will see the black dot, and then moving it to Pearson's water area. And so doing those constantly, and it happens every day, every game day of our character. So you can repeat those, and then I was able to, what do you call this, improve our character's health is at 8. Stamina was at 8. Just in the early part of chapter 2, And then Deadeye is also at 8. In fact, 8 went up much faster than Health doing those chores. I think by chapter 3, because of I've been doing all those chores, my health was something like level 6 and my Deadeye was level 7. By chapter 4, both were at level no, both were at level 8. And that was just doing the chores. And maybe I spent a lot of time in camp, and that's the reason I had a lot of chores to do. So okay, then going back to Deadeye. Sorry, in Deadeye, from level 3 to under level 6, when we pull our trigger, pull L2 and press down on L3 and R3, we go into Deadeye mode, right? So in Deadeye mode, we see the cursor very clearly. Now the key is, once we are in Deadeye, it is important that we do not linger. We just sweep it around in the area where the people are. The reason is that with Deadeye skill below 6, the game will automatically designate legitimate target enemies. So if you sweep them at head level, and as the cursor sweeps past the head of a legitimate target, the target will have an X mark to it. And then if it's a body, then it's a body. So if you linger on the head, then the X mark the Deadeye will constantly designate that target again and again and again. So do not linger. So because then you're wasting the Deadeye, especially when our Deadeye level was level 3. So I didn't know that. So when I was doing that, I said, because I was reading the compendium, and or in terms of the help menu, and it was telling us that in the help menu, it says that in combat, right? Like in combat, you go into combat and you go down to Deadeye using left stick down. Where is Deadeye? It says here Deadeye is that while using Deadeye, you can target multiple enemies. Move the aiming reticle and press R1 to mark your targets. Then press R2 to fire at all targets. Pressing R1 becomes available when Deadeye is level 6, 7, and 8. Below level 6, just moving the reticle around, as long as the reticle passes a legitimate target, that spot is automatically designated as a target. So be sure to move the reticle past and try to cover as many targets as possible. And then press R2, and then you will be shooting at all those designated targets. So Deadeye works as a two-stage level, below 6 and 6 and over. So they have different activation different designation process of targets. I think an item to remember would be is that ammo is cheap in this game. So every weapon that we have in this game has a familiarity rating. So like if we look at our progress, and then we look at a compendium, and then in the compendium we will see, let's say gangs, we'll look at weapons, and then like this is our cattleman revolver. If we press X, it shows a familiarity rating from 1 bar to 4 bars. So I have not been using our cattleman not much. I have been using this volcanic pistol. See, our familiar rating on that one is 3 1/3, maybe 1/4. So, and then for what's this? This is the carbine repeater. It is maximum. And then Lancaster repeater is also maximum, And then the shotgun. This is our sniper rifle, so about just past 50%. And this is our semi-auto shotgun. It's also maxed. So that's why those three items are the ones that I use a lot. The repeater here. This is the basic plain vanilla repeater. It has like 12 shots, so it comes with the in first chapter you will be given this ASAP. So don't worry about it. So that's why familiarity the familiarity is an important point, because like with my volcanic pistol, because I have like full familiarity with it. I think even at 3 bars I can hit like this one. I can hit birds on the fly like this. Like there were 3 ducks that flew up and then bam, bam, bam. Again, I will let the auto assist or aim assist to help me. So they're flying close together. So like bam, bam, and bam. So always release the targeting. Do not track it, because tracking is so slow. So as soon as you shoot, release, and then auto assist aim will click in, and then bam, and then a release, and then bam. So that is why it is good to practice that thing. And that's why I mentioned ammunition is very cheap in this game. So when I was riding all over the plains, I was hunting a lot of deer, and I always have a gun in my hand. Why is it important to have a gun in your hand? Because you can be set on by regular thieves. You can be set on by the rival gangs like O'Driscoll's, and then in this area, in the area of Saint Denis, Lemoyne area, this is like they believe they're called Lemoyne Raiders. They believe they're still fighting the Civil War, so they do not agree with the federal government. And so, but all the rest over here, you will be encountering regular thugs, regular O'Driscolls, and also you will come upon them holding up a stage, holding up a train, and those gangs are easy prey for us, especially with our shotgun out, because they're usually about 4 people. And then, so keep practicing. If you're riding, if you see deer, use the Lancaster or your pistol. Rabbits, use your pistol. Deer or bucks, use the repeater. Do not use the shotguns, because shotgun shells do not have that many shells on us. Like we have maximum 90 for slugs and 90 for, and I rarely use buck shots. It's usually slugs. So we can hit because turkeys are easy to hit with pistols, and then we can sell the skin or contribute it to the camp. And all the meat we always need to bring it to camp, because the camp requires us to provide them with supplies. So practice as much as you can. I practice as much as I can. I try to do as much I can in practicing, and always butcher all the animals I killed, so that the deer, buck, rabbit, doesn't matter, turkey, elk, everything I always butcher, and then I sell the items or give them to camp. So and then I think in terms of perspective, the third person perspective is the most efficient way. If I started the game by touching the touchpad 3 times, we go into first person perspective. So it seems that it is much you have better control. It is actually not as good, because and then another touch on the touchpad brings us back to the third person perspective, because we cannot see around us. And in this game, enemies come at you from sides, front, and back, especially cougars and wolves. So they're very hard to target if we are in first person perspective, and I have died many times to cougars. But in a third person perspective, with the semi-auto shotgun out, no, I usually prevail. Especially with wolves, no, never had a problem. Okay, so that's the perspective. So, and then, right, I discussed earlier was taking shelter is pressing the R1. So right now we're out in the open, we cannot do that. And then elite horses still spawn as of February of 2019. I have and as early as chapter 2. And my favorite hunting spot is this area over here, and just west of Valentine, in this area, west of Valentine, from south, actually south of Valentine, from where these two deers are, all the way down here. I just go back and forth, and I have another video on how to spawn horses, spawn elite horses covered. In fact, in part of my series, I already covered that in a couple of episodes. I don't know if I will be doing a special episode for spawning horses, but well, we can take care of that. But as of February of 2019, elite horses can spawn, and I have been able to spawn the Turkoman and the Missouri Foxtrotter. The Arabian, as early as chapter 2, I was able to get an Arabian somewhere up here at this point. A white Arabian will spawn here, and then there is taming it is very easy. There are just approach it and press L2 lock on it, and then press square, and then always have your L3 when you get on the horse. Always have your L3 pointed in the direction opposite to where its head is. So if it's heading left, press to the right. If it's heading forward, pull back. And so it's very easy to tame it. And in 2-3 seconds, it's tamed. Unlike in Breath of the Wild, it takes a lot longer. So anyway, horses. So I was able to get this horse as soon as we got to chapter 2. And then, but the Arabian is very skittish because it has very low health. I think maybe 3 or 4, 3 and 3 in stamina. It has 6 and 6 in terms of speed and acceleration, but it has like 3 health and maybe 3 stamina at the beginning, and then bonding it over to level 4 gets it like plus 4 more, so it's a 7 and 7. Unlike the Turkoman and the Missouri Foxtrotter, they do not. Their speed starts out at 7 and have a 5 of acceleration, but their health starts out at like over 50, like 5 already, or 5 and 6, and their stamina is about 7. So by the time you're fully bonded with it, its health is like 10 and 11. It is those two are very good horses. Also at the end, also there is a black Arabian. I have not been able to spawn that, but that is also a very good horse. It's also 6 and 6 in speed and acceleration, and it has the same like 6 and 7 in terms of health and stamina right off the bat. But those things you can buy. The Black Arabian can be bought once we get to Saint Denis. Anyway, and finally, money is not a problem. Hunting to provide for the camp and with the meat and the skin, and also to get the practice, to get our familiarity with different guns. We can always sell the skin to the butcher in any town. Like most towns have a butcher. Valentine has a butcher. I think Rhodes has a butcher. Saint Denis has a butcher. So those 3 areas. I don't know if Strawberry has a butcher. The butcher is identified by a knife, by a butcher knife, like that. That's a butcher. Okay. So I guess that's it. And if you find this helpful, I hope you'd give me a like, and then register in my channel, and hope you enjoy the game. Anyway, bye. Thank you.